stock of the day, I thought we'd look at Adbri has received a non-binding indicative proposal from CRH and Barrow Group to acquire shares that Barrow does not currently own, implying an equity value of $2.1 billion. Talking of bids coming out of nowhere. 40% premium to the share price that it was trading on Friday. Gaurav, what do you reckon of the bid? What should you be doing about it if you're an Adbri shareholder?
Yeah, this is one bid that's probably not a huge surprise. The Barrow family has owned stock for a long time. They've held a dominant position. The founding family. The business has probably gotten worse over time.
Right.
Adelaide Brighton used to be in fact, a lot of cement businesses are little local monopolies because you have to move vast quantities of low value material from quarries to production facilities. You can't really import heavy bags of raw gear because it costs too much and very low value. So everywhere you go all over the world, you find these little cement monopolies. Adbri used to be one of them, but they've disintermediated a little bit. They've sold off one of their best divisions, and the business has never really recovered. So we always thought that the Barrow family would make a move on this because it has looked cheap, but it's also been a worse business. So we've never bought it, but this does not surprise me at all. The valuation looks fine to me. I'm glad to see them pay a big, heavy premium because they are exercising control of the business. I think they're doing well to other shareholders. If I was a shareholder, I would stay around. I don't think there's going to be any competition for this, but this is a bid that's likely to
succeed. They won't go away.
I don't
because
think
they have such a big stake. Like that jump from $2 to $3.
Yeah.
Do you go, well, if they withdraw the bid, we go down to $2 again.
Yeah.
I will take my money and run.
Look, this is not some flighty PE bid.
Right.
This is a family who's owned the business for a long time.
A flighty PE bid, which we do often see.
We often, and we don't take PE bids very seriously. If you see one of those, you take your money as soon as you can and exit. This is not that. So I think this is a high likelihood of succeeding. They're probably paying more than they really need to. But I think from my experience with this stock and the family, they've been pretty fair with minority shareholders, and I think that's what this is probably about. Right. So I would expect this bid to go ahead and complete.
Okay, so hold on and accept the bid,
sure.
The higher price. Grady,
double
what do you
hold.
think?
Exactly the same reasons. It's a strong company. They've lowered their CapEx guidance, so that's exactly what you want to see in a high cost environment. We're seeing their Kwinana, obviously the Kwinana complex and CapEx is looking really good and on track. So again, they've lowered their costs, which is what you need to see in any company in this high cost environment. We're looking at some pretty, the midpoint of an upgraded guidance range for 2024. So that also looks good, and they're implying a 9% increase in EBITDA for the second half. So it's looking pretty good. Again, with this company, like you'd want to sit there and you'd want to take, obviously the bid looks really good. It's a premium. So yeah, you're looking at a hold right now.
And to reinforce, Gaurav, your point, sort of, they're not skinning minority share. They're obviously buying it at a cyclical low.
Yes, you're right. They're certainly doing that.
But they're not saying, oh, we'll stuff you. We'll offer $2.40 or $2.50. It's a big premium.
And so look, they're
treating other shareholders with respect.
And it's also taking into account that the business has deteriorated over the last few years. I think some of the strategic moves probably been the wrong moves over the last few years. But you're right, there's a cyclicality element to it. I'm pretty happy with this bid. As I said, I'd take it.
Good.
And the outlook for cement's looking pretty good. With the housing crisis, we're looking at needing more cement, obviously, as we increase the demand there. So with exactly what they...
Well, fingers crossed, we start to build more.
You'd hope so.
Because building approvals have been shocking over the last 12 months.
Then they're complaining we have a housing crisis. So what are we doing?
I know. Hopefully, governments are going to shift, not blaming migrants as the bad people for putting up house prices. Take responsibility yourself and allow more houses to be built.